Bernice King, who is the daughter of MLK, she is reacting to these memes that, comparing Charlie Kirk's shooting to MLK and Jesus' deaths. And she's saying, I get tired. So this week, Bernice King, the youngest daughter of Martin Luther King Jr., condemned the killing of conservative influencer Charlie Kirk and expressed exhaustion over the sharing of an image that used her father's image alongside Kirk, Jesus, JFK, and President Abraham
Where is Jesus?
over here in the far west
How
is
we
far
know
right.
what that entity look like? See, that's fictitious. We know what the rest of them look like.
Right. So she's, and but this is the thing with people just doing too much on social media.
So I'm gonna stop that right there. But then you would have to ask yourself, why would a bunch of racist suspects, right, start using Martin Luther King and comparing uh, Charlie Kirk, who's a racist suspect, who said he disliked King? I may play that clip next. Who said he disliked King and that the civil rights bill that King was killed over, he would have, fought to not allow that to be passed. And he thinks it was a bad idea. And he thinks Martin Luther King was not a good person. Now, Kirk said all this. Charlie Kirk said all this. I'm going to play the clip where he said it. So you have to ask yourself, why would a bunch of racist suspects drag Martin Luther King into this in that manner or that fashion, right? And the reason they did it was to agitate black people. You see, because they know you're not that stupid. They know you know Charlie Kirk's a racist suspect. They know you've seen the videos of the things Charlie Kirk has said about MLK and the Civil Rights Act, ending Jim Crow in the United States. So I guess Charlie Kirk saying he didn't want Jim Crow to end in the United States. So what does that say about black people? And particularly any black people that is like Candace Owens that is around Charlie Kirk or Officer Tatum who threatened to beat black people up or anybody that, you know, talked about things like this. If I wish somebody would. I wish a ninja would. I wish a ninja like Officer Tatum, I wish, I would be walking somewhere and some ninja like that ran up on me about Charlie Kirk. I wish you would, ninja. These people are ridiculous. So, but that's the reason why. The reason why they're doing this is to incite, like to drag black people into this whole thing, right? Especially since a white man, a white homosexual, right wing weirdo killed Kirk. So then what do they do? Well, we can't demonize blacks, but what we can do is we can drag Martin Luther King in and we'll say, well, we know most black people thinks Kirk is a racist suspect. So it will aggravate them if we do this. Like Bernice King, she was like, I'm tired of this shit, basically. And her attitude is probably the attitude of most black people. Black people, they talk about white people saying they got black fatigue. Black people have white fatigue, have immigrant fatigue, every kind of other fatigue after 400 years. They tired of the shit from Charlie Kirk and the people like him. And all the people that want to be, bootlicking Charlie Kirk. They tired of y'all, man. I'm serious. And Bernice King, when she said, I think she said I get tired or whatever. People tired of y'all, man. It's the other way around. They tell me black people got fatigue from all of these people here in the United States doing what they doing, like this shit with them, with these racist suspects dragging King into it when they talk bad about King in the Civil Rights Bill, and then trying to, not that he was a perfect person, none of that shit. That's not the point. The point is to they want to aggravate and agitate blacks because they racist and they can't get what they want, and so they want to smoke with black people. So they said, well, this kind of propaganda will aggravate and agitate blacks. So let's say, Kirk is king. Okay, got you. And I mean, blacks don't need to be after 400 some years. They don't need. I don't know if y'all know. They don't really need to be aggravated much more, right? After the coon train, of the past, the political coon train of the past like 70 years, of neglect and nothingness after they wiped out King and any real political class in the United States, and then replaced them with these puppets and these bootlicks, or these puppet bootlicks, and then to be doing all that, doing all this kind of, these different tactics. They already aggravated enough. I mean, I know we on YouTube, so I gotta kind of watch what I say. So, but what I'm gonna end. I'm not gonna make this too long. I will say that well, it's a bad look, and we know what it's. Smart people know what it's about. Smart people, intelligent people will understand. They'll see the disrespect. It's an effort to disrespect black people and stick their finger in the eye and mock black people by comparing a racist suspect who just said disparaging things about King and black people in general in the civil rights bill that blacks fought to pass, right? And then putting him on that level and then comparing him to King. It's a bad look, and they knew it, but that's why they did it. You're dealing with very evil people, right? They were talking about my heritage, Confederacy, and all this. Your heritage is just evil. You just doing evil shit. That's your heritage, unfortunately, which is coming to an end. And I think one thing about seeing what happened to Kirk, you should take that as a lesson, but they won't. It's just a harbinger of their demise. That's all. It's just a harbinger of their demise. Like, you're coming to an end, and a horrible end, like Kirk. The lot of you. You know what I mean? It's gonna be biblical, and so you shouldn't want to like mock and antagonize or aggravate anybody. As they say, God don't like ugly. Looks like Charlie Kirk. He learned that the hard way. But his lesson, Charlie Kirk's hard lesson, is going to be the same lesson they all going to learn. Because if you think, at this point in the game of 2025, if they haven't changed their tune for the most, and reformed themselves and repented and gave a recompense and all, they never will. And we looking at what they did in Gaza with like people like Kirk championing in the Gaza Strip. Talking about he's a man of peace. You're a man of violence. What Kirk did by championing, they've killed like 200,000 people in Gaza, and people like Charlie Kirk were people, the propagandist Charlie Kirk and his propaganda machine were the ones who tried to facilitate that, and did facilitate these kind of things. It begat violence, and then he got violence, so he's not a man of peace. It's bullshit to say that, to try to whitewash this guy and then drag King into it. It's total wickedness, total evil, satanic double speak. And to say he was peaceful when he promoted the genocide of 200,000 Arabs. This is in 2025. But these are people that don't believe in karma. They don't really believe in the Bible. They don't believe in karma. These people are at their core, they're Satanists. If they say it's left, it's really right. If they say it's up, it's really down. These people are Satanists. If they say it's good, it's really bad. They're Satanists. So, but anyway, that's all I got on that.